10 days to the Republic Bank Love FM Habitat Fair at the Kumasi Mall. Hashtag Stop Galamsey now. Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. The Midday News is live on Joy 99.7 FM, hits 103.9 FM in Accra. We're also live on Love 99.5 in Kumasi, myjoyonline.com, and affiliates in all 16 regions of Ghana, including Volta Premier Hall, Inkligi FM Boli, ATL FM Cape Coast, and Radio Max Takrade, live on X Spaces, Facebook, and YouTube. The Midday News is supported by Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. Coming up, Ghana Armed Forces announces resumption of its recruitment exercise in the Greater Accra region with modifications to process, including the setup of 8 centers for the screening.
The armed forces believes in doing the right thing once you are told to do so. And so personnel will comport themselves. But the applicant must also learn to comport themselves. Anybody who misconduct him or herself will be thrown out. And that is automatic disqualification.
We have more. Security expert Dr. Aining disagrees with the automatic enlistment of families of those who lost their lives into the armed forces.
We've got to disentangle our emotions from decisions that must be rational, logically based, and inures to the benefit of the institution and the Republic of Ghana.
Also coming up, government imposes daily cap of 1,000 applicants at security recruitment centers after deadly Elwak Stadium incident.
We will ensure that no center will operate more than 1,000 or will screen more than 1,000 individuals a day. And even these 1,000, no center should do more than 500 in the morning section and 500 in the afternoon section.
The Elwak Stadium stampede left 6 young, vibrant women dead, and this afternoon we bring you a brief look into who they were. Also, government begins investigations into allegations of maltreatment of some West African nationals deported into the country from the U.S.
It's just when we saw that I've instructed the Comptroller General of Immigration to investigate that and get me a report on it, which I'm sure I should get this week.
In sports,
Asante Kotoko head coach Karim Zito lashes out at Ghana Premier League schedule after playing 3 games in 8 days. And residents along the coast of Ubama cry out as tidal waves continue to ravage homes despite ongoing sea defense project. Well, we'll bring you details of that, and it's only 10 days to the Republic Bank Love FM Habitat Fair in Kumasi, and the title sponsor, Republic Bank, has something special for the people in the diaspora. These and more with me, Maame, Nyamekye, Thompson. This is Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible. Please stay. This afternoon, the Ghana Armed Forces has issued a strict warning to families of applicants to the security services not to visit the recruitment centers, as that would not be allowed. A statement indicating this also notes applicants will receive an SMS directing them to a specific date, time, and center. This comes as a week after a week that the deadly stampede at the Elwak Sports Stadium, which left 6 applicants dead and dozens injured. Before we hear from the armed forces, the Inspector General of Police, Christian Teteyahonu, has also called for a more efficient and secure process to safeguard applicants. He said this at the 68th Speech and Prize Giving Day of Okuapeman Senior High School at Okuapeme Kropong in the Eastern Region.
But this should not just be about expressing regrets. It is about taking responsibility and acting to prevent recurrence. This heartbreaking event reminds us all of the urgency to create safer, thorough, and more efficient systems that reflect the same love and patriotism our young people show in their quest to serve their nation.
The Christian Council of Ghana, which described the incident as avoidable, also urged the Ghana Armed Forces to adopt more strategic procedures to prevent a repeat of such a tragedy. Reverend Dr. Cyril Fayesi is the General Secretary of the Council.
It's a very sad situation, and we pray that it never happens again. I think the military should also be a bit more strategic in their recruitment process. In other countries, recruitment is done at local levels, not at national level. And at that point, we only have a few people to deal with.
Well, we'll bring you more on that shortly. The statement from the armed forces answers the concerns of these groups. And to shed more light on it is a Joy News editor, Fred Smith, who joins me in studio with more on this. Fred, what modifications has the armed forces put in place to prevent recurrence of the incident?
Well, under the new arrangement, screening will be decentralized across 8 sub-centers instead of concentrating thousands of applicants at a single location. And these sub-centers are Elwak Stadium. They'll have 2 centers there. Nicholson Park in Burma Camp, they'll have 2 centers there as well. The Air Force Base, also in Burma Camp. Training and Doctrine Command at Tishin, they'll have 2 centers there. And the Eastern Naval Command in Tema will have 1 center.
All right. So, Fred, what more should the applicants know?
Well, the Armed Forces is also urging applicants to check the online recruitment portal for updated information. Like you said earlier, families and friends have been cautioned not to accompany applicants to help reduce congestion.
Thank you, Fred Smith. Also speaking on the Super Morning Show, the Interior Minister, Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak, talked about the introduction of a rigid daily quota to prevent the dangerous massing of applicants.
If you are asked to come in the morning, and then we'll find you around the place, you're asked to come in the afternoon, and we'll find you around the place in the morning, that becomes the basis of disqualification. And I heard someone say that, I was saying that for this. Maybe if you are applying, you try it and see whether I'm joking or I'm serious. I'm bet you that I'm very serious about that. If you are for and we'll see you there in the morning, you will be disqualified. Because you are the type who come to create the stampede. Because it's not your turn, and you are there blocking those whose turn is there for them to go through the process. And I mean it. Anybody who is after session will come there in the morning. That will be basis for disqualification. And we have stated in the portal that when you come, you get a message that tells you that you are supposed to come between 8 and 9. If you are supposed to come between 8 and 9, we'll see you there. Say maybe, let's say you are supposed to come there between 1 and 2, and we'll see you there in the morning around 7. You'll be disqualified. We'll disqualify you, and that's what that means you are indisciplined.
Right.
You can't follow simple instructions.
Alaji, just.
Well, you had the Muntaka Mubarak speaking in connection with the recruitment exercise of the police, fire and immigration service. While speaking on Joy News Desk on the Joy News channel with me, security analyst Dr. Kwesi Enning stressed the importance of enhancing crowd control measures by the security services. He also indicated that if the findings of the Board of Inquiry indicates that human error contributed to the stampede, those accountable should face consequences.
And if this committee of inquiry finds adverse or makes adverse conclusions, then the law must take its course. I know I've said this before during the Ashaman riots and the brutalities meted out to people and the extensive threats that I had from the Ghana Armed Force. They can threaten me again for saying this, but it cannot be business as usual. And no steps are being taken, and probably we have a different leadership with a different approach to people management, because we cannot continue to lose life. So let's wait and read the report of the committee and subject it to critical interrogation.
Well, he also disagrees with government's decision to automatically enlist families of the 6 applicants who lost their lives in the Ghana Armed Forces announced security or procurement recruitment services by Deputy Defense Minister Ernest Buja-Gyamfi. Here's why.
We've got to disentangle our emotions from decisions that must be rational, logically based, and inures to the benefit of the institution and the Republic of Ghana. This was a free choice. The Republic of Ghana did not pick them up involuntarily through Elwak Stadium, got them hit, and discarded them. No. This was a voluntary decision. Yes, an institution failed. The people in the institution should be punished, but that does not make it a quid pro quo that, well, I got hit applying to come to your institution, and therefore, I need it doesn't work that way. So please, those who are making this emotive argument, leave them at your doorstep.
Meanwhile, the Acting Director General Public Affairs at the Ghana Armed Forces, Veronica Ahin, has issued a stern warning to strictly adhere to instructions given them at the centres or they would be automatically disqualified.
I think it is in the interest of the families and friends and all of us to ensure that the applicants go through this process peacefully and safely. And so the military police will be there. More personnel have been brought on board and will not allow anybody. We would want to appeal to the general public to help us do this process as seamless as possible. The armed forces believes in doing the right thing once you are told to do so. And so whilst the camera is on us to comport ourselves, we have put in place those measures and personnel will comport themselves. But the applicants must also learn to comport themselves. When we ask them to sit, we expect them to sit. Until you are called, you are expected to sit wherever has been dedicated to you. And so we appeal to the applicants to obey simple instructions. In fact, the press release has stressed it. We expect them to obey strictly the instructions that will be given out. Anybody who misconducts him or herself will be thrown out, and that is automatic disqualification. So whilst we will do our bit to ensure that we handle them humanely, we expect nothing from them than strict adherence to the instructions that will be given out to them when they come.
So, who were the 6 who died last Wednesday? Fatal Bayaga has the profile of the 6.
Yvonne Amarton was among the 6 young applicants who tragically lost their lives in the Elwak Stadium stampede during a military recruitment exercise on November 12. The only daughter of a mother and one of 2 children, Yvonne was a level 300 building technology student at the Accra Technical University. Another victim, 23-year-old Presla Nyamalo, lived at Kaswa Crossroads. The second of 4 siblings, Presla worked at the Kaswa branch of the Consolidated Bank Ghana. A few minutes drive from Presla's home is the residence of 25-year-old Peace Kotivi, who also died in the stampede. Peace, the third of 4 siblings, was a hair braider who supported her family through her craft. In Omanjo Janohu, grief engulfed the home of 26-year-old Presla Yaira Kale, a former student of Pram Senior High School. She worked as an accountant for the local Pentecostal church. Yaira leaves behind 3 siblings. In Enyanmem in the central region, the community was thrown into deep sorrow over the death of 21-year-old Presla Labi, a 2022 graduate of T.I. Ahmadiyya Senior High School in Akumfi. Presla was the eldest of 4 siblings. The final victim, 24-year-old Matilda Midosi from Kong, also died in the stampede. Her family, like the others, has been left shattered by the sudden loss. Together, these 6 young women, full of promise and pursuing their dream of serving their nation, had their lives cut short in a tragedy that has sparked national grief and calls for urgent reforms in the recruitment process. For Joy News, Fatal Bayaga, Accra.
The Interior Minister has instructed the Controller General of the Ghana Immigration Service to investigate allegations that some West African deportees from the U.S. were mistreated following an incident in which a female deportee reportedly refused to be escorted home by immigration officials. He emphasized that the government does not condone any form of mistreatment and is not in bed with the U.S. to harm anyone.
It's just when we saw that I've instructed the Controller General of Immigration to investigate that and get me a report on it, which I'm sure I should get this week. But the criminal thing that we had was that this lady was supposed to be on medication, and I think she didn't take her medication, and so along the line she became violent, and that resulted in that. But I wouldn't want to preempt the report that they will bring it to me. I can assure you that we believe that we are brothers and sisters. Our brothers and sisters from the West African countries will be treated with utmost respect. We will do everything humanly possible to treat them well, just as we treat our own citizens. There's no any connivance or government involvement in trying to molest anybody that's been brought in from the United States of America. We will continue to give them the best of services that we can and be able to encourage them to have their options. If you want to stay, then let the embassy pick you up. If you want to go back to your country, we'll facilitate your movement.
Let's head to the Volta region now. Fuveme residents are at their wits' end over persistent tidal waves that continue to damage their homes. The issue came to light at a national award ceremony in Accra, where an honorary from the coastal town highlighted the recurring destruction and questioned the visibility of ongoing sea defense works. Her account adds to growing reports from the area, where families say the impact of the wave is worsening despite assurances of government intervention. There's more on this report by Maxwell Aklobotu.
An event meant to celebrate individuals making significant impact in their communities turned into a passionate call for help from parts of the Volta region's coastline. At the Full Gospel Businessmen's Fellowship International Distinguished Footprints Awards, a resident of Fulveme, a coastal community in the Volta region, Esi Buobasa, a leading fishmonger recognized for her efforts in protecting the coastal environment, recounted how relentless tidal waves continue to destroy homes in the town.
The waves keep destroying our homes every single day. The situation is getting worse. Even as I stand here, all I can think about is what's happening to my house.
Esi Buobasa, who was named among BBC's 100 Women in 2023, said she had been forced to relocate multiple times. The sea, she noted, has already destroyed 3 of her buildings.
I'm now on my 4th building. Everything I put up keeps getting destroyed.
She added that although she hears reports of an ongoing sea defense project, no visible work is happening in Fuveme.
Right now, nothing is happening at Fuveme. We keep hearing that the construction is underway, but in reality, there's no work going on.
For many like AC, recognition is meaningful, but real change is what they are counting on. For Joy News, Maxwell Aklobotu's report, read to you.
The Minister for Labour, Jobs and Employment, Dr. Abdul Rashid Hassan Pelpo, has urged employers across the country to prioritise the safety and well-being of their workers, stressing that no job should come at the cost of human life. He made the urgent call in Kumasi when he inaugurated a Health and Safety Enforcement and Compliance Special Task Force, a new unit mandated to intensify workplace inspections and ensure strict adherence to occupational safety regulations. There's more on the following report.
The Special Task Force, inaugurated in the Ashanti region, will be made up of officers from the Labour Department who will carry out routine and special inspections, enforce compliance directives, and recommend sanctions where necessary. According to the Minister for Labour, Jobs and Employment, Dr. Rashid Pelpo, the initiative forms part of broader government efforts to promote decent work, safeguard livelihoods, and meet international labour standards.
Part of the reason why this agency is put in place and backed by the law is that we need to ensure that our workplaces are safe and that the health of workers are also taken into consideration. And so the law set it up to make sure the working conditions of people who are working across board, public sector, private sector, all of them are safe under a safe working condition, and that their health is particularly taken into consideration by the employer. And so there's a requirement for us to inspect to make sure we go according to the law, that every employer make sure your employers are safe and in accordance with the regulations and laws backing it.
The task force begins its operation immediately across the Ashanti region. For Joy News, Nana Bochtanko Yadom. Kumasi.
While you're still listening to the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM, we'll take a break. When we return, we have sports and also over 100 workers laid off as ratification of Ghana's first lithium mining project. Delays for 2 years. We have details as chiefs vow not to forgive Parliament if it fails to pass the deal before 2025 ends.
One day you are asked to go home because the ratification is not given.
We will not forgive them if they defer it again. There shouldn't be any hula baloo about it.
And it's only 10 days to the Republic Bank Love FM Habitat Fair in Kumasi, and the title sponsor, Republic Bank, has something special for people in the diaspora.
When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth with Kale Charcoal toothpaste. This gives me confidence all day.
Anytime you meet Amma, don't be surprised I smile showing my beautiful white teeth because I don't have cavity thanks to Kale Charcoal toothpaste for its natural charcoal properties. In fact, we are like twins. I can't go without my Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
That be why I dey use Kale Charcoal toothpaste morning and night when I dey go bed safe. It dey make my teeth white when it dey comot every scent from my mouth inside. My confidence level they go up, so I dey show my 32 teeth all.
Introducing the Kale Charcoal toothpaste, formulated with activated bamboo charcoal powder, ensures whiter teeth and removes bad breath. The strong natural property of the activated bamboo charcoal removes bacteria, absorbs surface stains on our teeth caused by coffee, wines, and tobacco. Welcome, Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Kale Charcoal toothpaste, Sankofa Yenchi.
Kale, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank account too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana cedi into 500 times more. And the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Welcome back to the Midday News. We have sports.
Maame, Asante Kotoko head coach Karim Zito has criticized the Ghana Premier League schedule after 3 games in 8 days. The Porcupines, who play their outstanding matches on Wednesdays before returning to action on Sundays, have won 1 in their last 3 after the 1-1 draw with Aduana FC. Zito says he has tired legs in his squad.
We went to Accra, play as a folk, stay there, play vision. On our way, our car spoiled. We reach here 11 o'clock in the night. So, if you were to visit, will you train? No, I didn't train. I didn't train even the next day because I saw tiredness within the boys. And this is the league, we should play. I even said the FA should look into it in future because Dreams SC passed through this. We nearly went into relegation. Sabotage, the same thing. When it is Sunday, we are not Europeans. Europeans have an energy, and the way they eat, it energizes them. Some tablets they take, not to dope them, but to give them what the body here cannot give you. Seriously, I don't think it's fair.
Yeah, that's the head coach of Asante Kotoko, Karim Zito.
Thank you, Mubarak. Now, we won't forgive them. That's the warning from Ewoya Chiefs if lithium mining doesn't resume soon after a revised agreement was laid in Parliament. A 2-year ratification delay led to over 100 workers with the exploration company laid off. Among those affected is Justice Agri, whose daughter's college education has been put on hold because he cannot afford her fees. Emmanuel Jivenu has more in the second episode of our series, Hope on Pause, The Lithium Promise.
Hello, Maame.
Justice Agri is one of more than 100 workers laid off, casualties of Parliament's delay in ratifying the Ewoya Lithium project.
I'm Sarah Agri. Mr. Justice Agri is my father.
Every day Justice stays home is another day for her daughter's hope for college drift further away.
I completed school around 2023. Then because of financial issues, I couldn't further my education.
Community leaders say the delay are deepening frustration and hardship.
I cannot even describe the extent of my disappointment. It is very sad. One day you are asked to go home because the ratification is not given.
From 162 workers down to 62, more than 100 jobs gone. Lands and Natural Resources Minister Emmanuel Amakofibua has now laid a revised agreement before Parliament.
3 key areas has been looked at: the royalty rate adjustment, VAT deferral on capital inputs, and SOP-on transshipment facility feasibility.
We will not forgive them if they defer it again. My understanding is that with the processes it has passed, there shouldn't be any hula baloo about it.
Anger is mounting in Anya, Atlas Hills and neighboring communities as residents demand urgent action to fix their deteriorating roads. They've issued a 3-week ultimatum to authorities warning of further action if nothing is done. There's more on the following report.
This is more than a galamsey pit.
Residents of Anya Atlas Hills are up in arms over the deplorable state of all major roads in the community. The poor road network, they say, has made movement in and out of the area extremely difficult.
This is one of the linking roads at Atlas Hills. Currently, it's been taken over by weeds and huge gullies, thereby obstructing the smooth movement of people in and out of the community. This road mirrors the general road situation within the community. Residents say they are worried.
Our area has been totally neglected. You see the place active only when it's time for elections. We don't benefit anything. We don't have water. We don't have roads. We don't have. If I say we can't describe this thing as road, because road is a place where people can use their vehicles through. But over here, we can't even use our vehicles through.
You can attest with me. This is more than a galamsey pit. Look at my height and look at the pit. What kind of a car or a vehicle can use this particular road? We are saying this is not the only road that is like this. Almost every road in this community is deprived. And we say we are in the center part of Accra, Gacentra.
Despite years of persistent complaints, successful governments have failed to address the problem. The frustrated residents insist they can no longer endure the worsening conditions and are demanding immediate intervention.
Now, if you're in the diaspora and plan to own a home or property in Ghana through a mortgage, don't allow yourself to be duped because Republic Bank is offering you a convenient and safer means. Dan Ajete Moeno is the head of mortgage banking at Republic Bank.
Republic Bank is very big on confidentiality and customer due diligence, let me put it this way. So we deal with you, the customer, directly. Via email, via WhatsApp, we can do video calls, we can do WhatsApp calls. And anything that you send to us are through Skype. So you send it directly to a Republic Bank email address after you have engaged the mortgage specialist. So everything is on you until you decide that you want to bring you into the picture. And it happens in 2 ways. Now, sometimes because you are not here, you would want someone to go and have a look at the structure first. Maybe your friend, your school, your classmate. We will go and have a look. But because we are also part of the transaction, we want an independent person to look at it so that you are satisfied that, yes, this is what I really want. Or even if you had visited, like this year, they started coming in. You visited a property and you liked it. You've gone back. That one, you have seen it already. So it's very easy for us to transact. So everything is online. You send your pay slips. Everything is done online. When it comes to signing, if you want to sign by yourself, we courier everything through DHL or FedEx to your end. You sign them. You have it notarized because we are not there to witness. And then you courier them back.
Dan Ajete Moeno is the head of mortgage banking at Republic Bank. Now join us at the Kumasi City Mall from the 27th to the 30th of November 2025 for the Republic Bank Love FM Habitat Fair for all your housing needs, and it's just 10 days away. Now let's do what's trending, and Collins is in the studio with me. Collins.
Maame, Nigeria now will not be participating in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. So yesterday they lost their place to DR Congo on penalty.
I'm not surprised though. I am not surprised. So, they should come and support us. Right. That's all.
So it has been a banter between Ghana and Nigeria on social media, and currently we have over 560,000 posts on that.
Hey.
And Nigeria's coach, Eric Chile, is attributing their loss on penalties to a voodoo. You know how we do it on the African continent. He says that during all the penalties, the guy from DR Congo, he didn't mention his name, did some voodoo. And that's why they lost on penalties. Actually, they missed their first 2 penalty kicks in there. And also Gary R. Smith also came in with some meme in there trolling Nigeria. So it has been a banter between Nigeria and Ghana.
All right. Thank you very much, Collins, for that. And that's how we end the midday news here on Joy 99.7 FM. Living Word is